Shalom. My hotel. Namaste. Free the land, beloved. You know what time it is. An early edition of the Black Prime Time, the Vicki Show. Come on in, come on in, come on in. My name is Vicki Dillard, and I'm pleased to be a contributor here on FlyNubianQueenTV.com, the network for melanated people just like you. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the broadcast. We are so pleased that you have joined us today. A little bit of housekeeping, which is our norm. We would like for you, beloved, to help share the broadcast. If you would be so kind, at the bottom of your screen, there should be a share button. If you click on the share button, you can copy it and then you can paste it on your social media platforms. You can text it to someone. You can email it to someone. Would you do that on the count of three? I see you, Instagram family. I see you, King Gemini. I see you, Vicki Dillard fan page. I see you, Victoria. I see Pamela, Mr. 79, and I see all of our supporters on a couple of different platforms where we're simulcasting today. So I want you all to hit that thumbs up button and share, 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 share on the count of three. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. I'm your sister with the curly braids, and I am so pleased to be with you today. You're the yummy, yummy, yummy part of my day. You, in fact, are my bliss. And I thank you so much for joining us. We always say that we believe at the right time, the right people will hear this broadcast. You all know that my schedule has been all over the place because of health scheduling and stuff. So when I'm able to come on, I come on. And then I keep it pushing. So I thank all of you all for your support and always looking for my content. Thank you so very much. I just want to remind our sisters, just before we get into today's topic, I want to talk to you briefly about Whoopi Goldberg breaking her silence after The View absolutely humiliated her and put her on a 2-week suspension. Somebody talk black to me. So I'm going to give you a brief update on that, but I'm also want to give you a brief update just before we get into the Whoopi Goldberg conversation about the Ahmaud Arbery federal case. As many of you all know, Ahmaud Arbery's white supremacist killer, the father-son duo, and an additional redneck ended up getting life in prison. But federal charges were also brought because we knew it was quite clear that he was murdered because he was black. And so it's interesting. It's not going to shock those of you that are conscious and those of you that are in the know concerning how the authoritarian Democrats move and constantly betray and humiliate our people. Black people, by the way, that's responsible for putting the Democrats in power. I'm going to get into that because Ahmaud Arbery's father and mother publicly criticized the Democratic Department of Justice, and I want to drive that criticism home and stand with the Ahmaud family concerning that. It is important, family, that we continue to highlight the things that the Democrats are not doing for the people that put them in power. We are going to continue to apply the pressure. Will somebody please put in the chat hashtag the pressure? Could you just put in the chat for me the pressure? The pressure that's coming from the ground up. We, the Black grassroots, hashtag BGR. Somebody talk black to me. So everybody, please hit the thumbs up button. Instagram, please be sure to share this broadcast with at least 5 other people. But Instagram, I'm getting ready to use this device, so I want you to come on over. I've got something else I've got to do and prepare for my glorious mastermind for my Club Vicki family. So I want to make sure that I keep today's political commentary drive-by brief. Are you all hearing me today? The X-Max says, you're the most knowledgeable woman I've seen. Oh, thank you, beloved. Y'all are so sweet. Y'all know I receive all of your yummy compliments. Talk black to me. We got too many haters and craziness out there, so it's always good to settle on the best part. Is that right, family? So continue to give us a thumbs up, share, share, share. Shout out to Your Black World that's watching us now, as well as Fly Nubian Queen. We're simulcasting right now at the same time on both platforms. And of course, my Instagram family, I want you to come on over. And family, please, 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 my dear sisters, y'all know what time it is. I have been channeling some very, very, very yummy divine feminine secrets about manifesting. I'm sorry, I'm putting something here, trying to pin something on my Instagram page about manifesting greater resources in our lives, but doing it using our divine Black girl magic. Somebody talk Black to me. And so I want to share with you extraordinary results that I have gotten in my life, measurable, quantifiable, some of it, over the past year or so, using my Black girl magic. And I want to drop more gems for my dear sister for my dear sisters, so that we can continue to manifest with ease. God, today, somebody say with ease. And also with pleasure. You all know that when you're dealing with the feminine principle, you're dealing with the pleasure principle. You're dealing with the nectar and the sweetness of life. Don't go there, Vicki. So I want to be very clear. Mark your calendar, sisters, for Sunday, March 13th. That's Sunday, March 13th. And as much as I would love to have the thing packed out with both men and women, this is an intimate group. And sis, we're going to have a certain kind of uniform just to attend via webinar, honey. Girl, just stop playing. So you want to go to my website right now at onpurposewithvicki.com. That's onpurposewithvicki.com and get your seat today. A Badger said, I'm smiling. What you smiling for, King? I know that's right. If you got a lovely lady in your life, brothers, even though you can't physically be there, you are certainly going to benefit if you have the foresight and the good judgment, which I believe many of you do, to invest in your woman. So if I were you, I would just go ahead and give her the coin real quick to make sure that she's there. And I can promise you, bro, wink, wink, you're going to thank me in about 90 days. Just don't get in the way of the magic, bro. You're going to thank me in about 90 days, because when your woman levels up, you automatically level up because of what's changing in her magnetic field, what's changing within her divine feminine range of power. Lord have mercy. So we're going to start doing it the way we were created to do it. So sisters, somebody say shh. For grown women only. You got to be about 18 to come to this. We can have my young sisters, but you need to be about 18, baby. This is for grown women only. Somebody say grown women only. So somebody say shh. So you want to go to my website right now at onpurposewithvicki.com. Get your seat today for this intimate group. I cannot wait to drop these gems. It's going to be so yummy. It's going to absolutely revolutionize your life when you apply the principles consistently. Somebody talk Black to me. Onpurposewithvicki.com. The website is up right now. So family, I can't wait till we get into that. Now, without further ado, let's get into today's topic. Instagram. Thank all of you that gave badges. I'm looking for you right now at flynewbianqueentv.com. You can access me there live, or you can go straight to YouTube, put in Fly Nubian Queen, and you can access me there live for just a few more moments. So come on over Instagram. Thank you so much. Mwah. By the way, family, you can follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard. You can follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard. Somebody talk Black to me. So family, continue, if you would, while I post this, to hit that thumbs up button. Y'all know I'm a one-woman show and I'm doing this live and direct. Hit that thumbs up button and share, share, share. Share, 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 share. Thank you so very much. Again, I mentioned this the other day, that in the upcoming months, as a new Black media member, I'm really going to be mashing the gas on exposing the authoritarian Democratic Party, because they're going to be doing a whole lot of posturing to bamboozle you, to trick you into voting for them again for nothing, Black family. The pitch that they're making to you, dear family, they don't make to the Asian community. I'm going to need somebody Black to talk Black to me. Did you hear what I said? The offensive and solicitous pitch that they're making to you to vote for them for nothing is not something that they do to or for other communities. Are y'all hearing me today? Thank you, Miss Nancy. So the jig is up for the Democratic Party when it comes down to Black people. And we're going to continue to expose that. Now, without further ado, before I get into Whoopi Goldberg breaking her silence after The View unnecessarily humiliated her and suspended her for 2 weeks. And you all know I'm not sitting here trying to defend this League of Mammy members because, you know, she's used her platform to say a whole lot of anti-Black stuff. But you all know I'm exposing the powers that shouldn't be. And I'm trying to warn some of you bones and biscuits that like to show out for your master for nothing. I'm trying to let you know they're always going to humiliate you. Somebody say Simone Sanders. Somebody say the Democratic linebacker. God, today, it never pays to politically prostitute yourself for the smiling side of white supremacy in America's political system, which is the Democratic Party. It never pays. You're going to always be humiliated. Now, let me read this disclaimer really quick because I want to play you a clip of Ahmaud Arbery's mother in particular criticizing the Democratic Department of Justice. Somebody said the Democratic Department of Justice. Somebody say the Democratic Department of Justice. And we need to make a very, 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 very big deal about this. Why, Vicki? Because the Democrats are not your friends. They are not Black folks' allies. And I will continue to drive that home. Now, let me read this disclaimer really quick so that I can play you this clip. Copyright Act of 1976, allowances made for purposes such as fair use, criticism, comment, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips to balance in favor of fair use. You all know that we're very circumspect over these parts. We're extra careful about respecting some of the platforms that we're on, even though we feel like we disagree with some of that. Now watch this. Watch this clip, and shout out to the new Black media that's pointing this out of Ahmaud Arbery's family, what they say, particularly the mother in this clip, what they're saying concerning the betrayal. See, you don't, it's not just what Vicki is saying over here to the world about American politics. Listen to what they say. I'm cueing it right now, family.
Jay, I'm very thankful that you guys brought these charges of hate crime. But back on January the 31st, you guys accepted a plea deal with these 3 murderers who took my son's life. Marcus and 2 of Ahmaud's aunties stood before the courts and begged the judge not to take a plea deal that the DOJ went before the judge and asked them to take a plea deal with these guys.
Listen very closely. This is not Vicki complaining against the authoritarian Democratic Department of Justice. Listen very closely to what this beautiful Black mother and family is saying concerning Jim Crow Joe Biden's Department of Justice.
That's a mother. That's it.
Attorney Ben Crump just called these women, just called her name, Kristen Clark. As I traveled to Brunswick on that Sunday afternoon, I spoke to Kristen Clark and the lead attorney, Tara Lyons, begging them to please not take this plea deal. They ignored my cry. I begged them. Even after the family stood before the judge,
listen,
and asked the judge to not take this plea deal, the lead prosecutor, Tara Lyons, stood up and asked the judge to ignore the family's cry.
Now, I need you all to use your very vivid imaginations to put together this scene that this beautiful Black woman and family is bringing to our attention. They said that the Democratic Department of Justice brought forth a plea deal which was against what they appeared to be doing in private with the family. They went before the court and they quite literally asked the judge to ignore what the very Black grieving family asked for. Somebody say these are the Democrats and they're spitting in your face. These are not our friends. So why do you keep voting for them when they're giving white Afghans political coverage and money? They're giving illegal immigrants that violate federal law protections, allowing some of them to vote in this country, particularly in New York, and giving some of them financial benefits. They're giving the LGBTQ more benefits, and they're certainly giving white Wall Street and white folk in general benefits. But they're telling you, Black family, that you got to just keep holding on still after 465 years, after you were responsible for securing them into power.
That's not justice for Ahmaud. What we got today, we wouldn't have gotten today if it wasn't for the fight that the family put up on January the 31st. What the DOJ did today, they was made to do today. Come on. It wasn't because what they wanted to do. They were made to do their job today.
She said they were made to do their jobs. So for those of you that are saying, well, at least they got some form of justice, they received some semblance of justice, I remind you often that in the state case, remember the prosecutor in that case told his killers, his white supremacist killers, to go home and chill, take a shower and stuff. While that little white supremacist, Becky's sister, took a picture of his dead corpse and put it out on social media, talking about she was fascinated. It was only because of the pressure from the family and folk like us that were highlighting this and mashing the gas. So much pressure, we created such momentum from the Black grassroots that finally folk in mainstream media started to catch on. Enough pressure was put on, and then the prosecution in the state case finally indicted. So that would not have even been a state case. Don't ever forget that. Talk Black to me. The federal case, the same thing. They make Negroes beg because they still see you as slaves. They know making excuses in Black society is permissible because nobody will hold them accountable. But not us, says the cat. Shout out to Ahmaud Arbery's family. But this is what we're talking about, Democrats, and this is why I want you all to send this link to every relevant individual, because we are keeping the pressure on, because you all know that the upcoming elections are happening in November. 400, I think, and 35 some odd House of Representatives seats are up, 30-something Senate seats are up for contest. We're going to keep the pressure on because we are using these betrayals as leverage for the Democrats. We consider both Republicans and Democrats white supremacists. So our votes are for sale. So whichever one of the sides of white supremacy gives the most benefits and serves the greater interest for Black folk in America, that's who we're going with. Somebody say pressure. Somebody say the pressure. Now let me get to Whoopi Goldberg. You all know that I did a show talking about the fact that Whoopi Goldberg said that the German Holocaust was not specifically about race, because the Jewish folks that experienced the Jewish Holocaust, the white Jewish German Holocaust, were white skinned people. And Whoopi said that we've always known race to be based on the color of your skin. So her little white co-host dogged her out, told her she was wrong, told her that Hitler considered the white Jewish people to be a race of in and of themselves, all this kind of stuff. Now, even though Whoopi Goldberg says she didn't mean anything negative about it, she apologized for it. And in fact, Goldberg's last name is what? Goldberg. A Jewish name where she says she considers herself to be Jewish, but clearly they don't accept her. And even though she's been an open friend to them, even though she said all kinds of anti-Black stuff over the past 8-9 years that she's been on The View, nobody cared. Nobody suspended her when she said all of this anti-Black stuff, sucking up to Zaddy and the Miss Anns of the world. But even though folks from the Jewish community said that they don't believe she was being racist, even though, again, if y'all are white, talk Black to me, make it make sense. So, notwithstanding, there was no ill intentions on her part. She apologized. She was willing to learn and some other stuff that they was trying to tell her she needed to do. They still suspended her. And I wanted to point out to those of you that continue to suck up for members of the oppressive class, it never pays. We're making it here we're making it clear here in the Black media that we don't care what your religious persuasion is. Whatever spiritual system you espouse. In fact, we don't even want to talk about your religion. It's some of you that's using your religion as a shield. We're trying to say we still see a white supremacist even in religion. Y'all mad because we're saying we can still spot a racist even with your religious sect, even within your religious group. And you don't like that. Because we in Black society can point to those of you in every community and in every society that are members of the dominant society. We don't care what religious group you're part of, what political group you're part of, what socioeconomic class you consider yourself to be a part of. We can show you an oppressor in every single one of those groups. So baby, don't try to say nobody in our community is anti-Semitic. We're saying let's not even talk about your religion at all. The reason we don't want to is because we see a more pressing Black Holocaust that has not yet ended, that has not been requited, that has not received any form of reparations, and you have neither ceased nor desisted your oppression of us. We acknowledge that some other groups have experienced difficulty and hardship, and we denounce such things. It was prerequisite that I learned about the German Holocaust in school, but the Black Holocaust wasn't mandatory. Make it make sense. You can't. And some of you, Black family, when someone asks you what is the worst human tragedy in the world, you would skip over the Black Holocaust that's still going on in order to show allegiance with another group. Again, we denounce diabolical satanic oppression of any other group. But let me tell you something. You ain't in that same position. That was a whole other country. And America helped to fight your war. And America helped to clean up the country that they helped to destroy when they were fighting for you all over there. And white folks in America advocated for some of you all and your descendants to get reparations. including Bernie Sanders. But Bernie Sanders is against reparations for black folk in America. Make that make sense. But y'all love y'all some Bernie. But Bernie doesn't believe black folks in America should get reparations. But he helped to advocate for white folk in Germany to get it. This is the reason we say we don't have any friends. What we look like sitting up here advocating for some other groups when we're still being shot at and murdered and discriminated against. And we're at the lower end of every possible metric in the world. It is the Black Holocaust that is most pressing, that has not received reparations, and whose oppression continues. We don't deny that y'all went through something. We're just trying to say you ain't in that position now. And the question is, why aren't those groups advocating for us? Why aren't the Jewish community, why aren't you guys out there on the front line saying that America should pay us our trillions and trillions of dollars in reparations? Why are those of you that jumped the border to get here, that's able to vote in New York, why aren't you on the front line saying that you wouldn't even have a border to jump and an America to come to if we didn't create it and make it? God, today. So why aren't you advocating that we get reparations? Somebody black talk black to me. What's Whoopi's response? How did Whoopi Goldberg break her silence after being humiliated and embarrassed by The View? Being a faithful old biscuit. Y'all know that this is the portion of the Vicki show that's the biscuit watch. God, today. Y'all know we got to do the biscuit watch. Talk black to me. I'm reading from a piece written by Chloe Malas from CNN. Listen to what Whoopi says. Whoopi Goldberg has returned to The View following being suspended by ABC News over controversial comments she made and apologized for about the Holocaust. There's some kind of, watch this, listen to what she says. There's something kind of marvelous about being on a show like this because we're The View, and this is what we do, Goldberg said in her return Monday. Sometimes we don't do it as elegantly, as we could, but it's 5 minutes to get in important information about topics. And that's what we try to do every day. And I want to thank everybody who reached out while I was away. She added, it's an honor to sit at this table and be able to have these conversations because they're important. They're important to us as a nation and to us more so as a human entity. Y'all know that's a pre-scripted biscuit chit chat. God, today. And you all know now that it's a black woman that's running the shots over there at NBC now. So Whoopi allowed herself to be buck broken. She knows her position in place. She knew what was required, even humiliation. And biscuits agreed to be humiliated, just as Simone Sanders, Joe Biden's linebacker, who used her gloriously voluptuous black body and put her gloriously black body in front of Jim Crow racist Joe Biden and broke a nail to physically defend him. Y'all know it is blasphemy for a black woman to break her nails for anybody, but especially a white supremacist. Y'all know that's real serious. When a sister puts her nails at risk, God, today. Y'all don't play with me. Y'all know I'm a girl. Yes, Carolyn, that's what I said. It's a biscuit watch, baby. Biscuit watch. It's a segment of the Vicki show that's called the Biscuit Watch. Y'all know we don't play about that. That's too serious. But she did that prior to the election, thinking that that was giving her extra points for Joe Biden to make her the press secretary. She actually thought she had a winning shot at being the face of America as press secretary. And we told her, girl, they're just using you. We prophesied to you, Simone, in advance. We knew it was knowable. It was foreseeable. None of that should take you by surprise that Joe Biden was pimping you and using you, and you were a willing political prostitute. So when Simone was so embarrassed that she quit the White House, we told her they was using you, girl. We told you Joe Biden ain't finna give you no position like that, girl. You'll get a broom closet office and a little title somewhere, but they're not gonna make you the face as a press secretary. They were using you to corral Black voters to ensure that you kept us in line to guarantee his vote to be president. And that's exactly what you did. You played yourself, girl. As you all do. And Whoopi Goldberg did the same thing. Now, let me tell you something, and I'm going to say it again. Didn't I tell you guys that it's not by accident that Simone Sanders is getting ready to get her a show now on MSNBC in a few days? Didn't I tell you it's not by accident that even though Jamil Hill, when she was on ESPN, they made her work environment so untenable that she calls herself quitting, even though she really, to me, was really fired. Because when somebody makes your work environment a living hell, they're really forcing you to quit. So she went to work for CNN Plus. Angela Rye doesn't seem to be giving us the details about whether or not CNN reinstated her contract with them. But now she's complaining about CNN, even though she was happily their lawn member while she was there. Now Angela Rye is working for ESPN. You all, they are strategically placing these Black-looking people there to persuade you to continue to vote in a few months. I just did a show yesterday on Gayle King, her shocking statements that she made about Coco. And I told you that she just also inked a deal real fast. It didn't take them long this time. A long-term deal to keep her as the face of the morning show. It's not by accident how they're strategically placing them. The same with Whoopi Goldberg. They gave her 2 weeks off in order to assuage her detractors. Ain't nobody fooled by what she said, because most people that are intelligent agree with what she said. We have always in America defined race based on the color of your skin. When did that definition change? But they're making sure that after a little short stint of punishment, she's got to bear the humiliation. She's got to bear the embarrassment. And they're bringing her right back on so that she can continue to push the Democratic points and to continue to tell Black people, do this for nothing. They're going to come up with all kind of slick tricks to get you distracted, including, but not limited to, this Russia-Ukraine debacle, which ain't none of our business. Talk Black to me. It is a red herring. It is a distraction to get us to make something else more important than our issue. And there is nothing. I said there is absolutely nothing more important than the war that we've been waging with white supremacy, and that we will surely win. I don't want to hear no chit chat about no white on white crime over there in Europe. That's a distraction to get you to believe and to prioritize something else over your demands for America cutting the check. This is the Democratic Party, with the assistance of the media, shoving a bottle in your mouth, Black family, and sticking you in front of the TV for a few minutes just until November comes around. Play some more mind games with you until the next presidential election. This is what this is. This is a slick trick, putting a pacifier in your mouth, throwing you in front of the TV to get you to shut up for about 5-6 minutes. Let these next 3 months come. And then they'll go back to playing mind games with you, stringing you along, telling you they're doing studies and stuff. Or Joe Biden telling you he's going to give black crack addicts fresh and clean crack pipes, inter alia. And then backtrack when we bust them and claim it has something to do with racial equity. Do you see the humiliation of it all? But it's a new day, and thank God the new world rulers, that's you, that's me, are rising up, thinking for ourselves, speaking for ourselves. And no, we don't look like them. Yes, some of us look like we're part of a ragtag group, but how many of you all know that Spirit uses the foolish things of the world to confound the wise? My dear sisters, be sure to register for Sunday, March 13th, for grown women only. The Secret Money in Your Womb Part 4, where I'm going to be dropping gems about how we manifest uncommon resources using our magnetic, irresistible, divine feminine energy. I can't wait to see you there. So go to my website at onpurposewithvicky.com, go to store and sign up for this webinar as soon as possible. Onpurposewithvicky.com. The link is in the chat. Be sure to follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard. Make sure you subscribe to FlyNubianQueenTV.com as well as Your Black World. Make sure you hit receive all notifications. That way, when one of the other contributors are going live, you'll be notified, hopefully, in their case, even though in many cases my show is rarely, it's not consistently, we should say, a lot of you all don't even get the notifications, and some of you have even complained that you don't even see my show pop up in your mentions, but that's okay. I always believe at the right time, the right people will hear this broadcast, and it's exactly why we are working to push my message, not only online, baby, but offline in a very real grassroots way. And for those of you that volunteer to do that, I want to say thank you so very much. I'm not the Vicki Show. We're the Vicki Show. Again, follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard. I'm your sister with the curly braids. I bow to you. I can't wait to see you